Welcome, one and all, to Pacific414 Pop Talk. I'm your host, Mike. Tonight, we have several items to talk about. One of them being the announcement of Beetlejuice 2 reportedly moving forward with Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder. Another is concerning Netflix One Piece live adaptation, and of course, Ian McKellen's take on actors portraying certain roles and My Hero Academia, but I know you all don't want to hear about that. I know you all want to hear about the news that came out today concerning, concerning Obi-Wan Kenobi. And also today there was a teaser trailer released for Star Trek Strange New Worlds. But of course, before we get into that, let's get into one of our stories here, and that story will be Beetlejuice with Michael Keaton. Why? Because I like to keep people waiting for the main stories. I just do it that way. So, this article comes from Geek Tyrant. It was actually released last week. I just never got to it last week. And it says Beetlejuice 2 reportedly moving forward with Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder reprising their roles. So it goes on to say it looks like Beetlejuice 2 is actually going to be moving forward. There have been talks of a Beetlejuice sequel happening for years, and it's been in and out of development over that time. Well, according to Ankler's Hollywood Transom newsletter, the project has now landed at Brad Pitt's Plan B production company. It's also being reported that both Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder are expected to reprise their roles as Beetlejuice and Lydia Dietz. They also say that the project could actually start production as early as summer 2022. If this film is happening, I'm sure that Tim Burton is coming back to direct, because if he doesn't, what's the point? I don't even think Keaton would do it if Burton wasn't involved. And it goes on to say Burton was asked about the sequel a few years ago, and when asked about what was going on with the Beetlejuice sequel that we have heard things about off and on for the last few years, Burton replied, "Nothing, nothing." And when they asked his opinion on whether anything would happen with it, he replied, "I don't know. I doubt it." One of the original screenwriters had been previously quoted while talking about a possibility of a sequel, saying, "The bottom line is Tim Burton and Michael Keaton are not going to think about a Beetlejuice sequel unless it somehow catches the energy of the first film." And that's not easy. Beetlejuice was really a lightning in a bottle, but there have been discussions since it really shocked everyone in 1988. Oh, I enjoyed it as a kid. I was 10 years old when it came out. And in terms of planned sequel, Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian, wiser heads prevailed. Thank God there's a level of integrity here. Yep, they better stay away from that Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian concept. That was a stupid idea. In the proposed sequel, the Dietz family moves to Hawaii to develop a resort. Construction begins, and it's quickly discovered that the hotel will be sitting on top of an ancient burial ground. Beetlejuice comes in to save the day. Another version of the sequel was being developed years later by Lego Batman Movies' Seth Grahame-Smith. When talking about that, he previously said, "It's funny, when I had met with Tim about it last, we're talking about 5 years ago at this point. The reason that it's so hard to get going is because so many people love it, and because there are 10 million ways to get the sequel wrong and 4 ways to get it right." It's such a very fine needle to thread that I certainly didn't get it there. On the script side, I didn't thread the needle. There are things that were cool and some interesting ideas. I've certainly emotionally moved on from it and just said, if it happens someday, it happens. Continued, Michael Keaton is just as relevant as ever, and Tim Burton is just as relevant as ever. But you have to have both of those people excited about something to do it. I couldn't get it there personally as a writer, but maybe somebody else can. Well, if the project is moving forward, then I guess that means they have a creative team that has cracked a good story to tell. Do you want to see a Beetlejuice sequel get made? Honestly, this late in the game, and yes, I am saying it's late in the game. I don't think that a Beetlejuice sequel is needed. No, you know, it's been what, 34 years since Beetlejuice came out? At this point, I don't think a sequel's needed. And before I continue on, I do want to say hello to the underground. Welcome. And I also want to say hello to Captain Trek. If either of you two gentlemen would like to come on, let me know and I can DM you the StreamYard link. After all, Pop Talk is open for everyone. But yeah, I really don't think that we need a Beetlejuice sequel 34 years after the first one came out. I really don't. Leave it alone. Leave it as just, a one-off movie. Yes, we wanted the sequel right after that first movie. But in my opinion, too much time has passed. I'm not saying Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder can't do it. No, they 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 can. They can absolutely do it if they want to, and it seems from reading that article they want to. But this late in the game, I'm sorry. I don't think it's necessary. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't think it's necessary. That's just my opinion. You might feel differently, but I don't see any any good reason to have a sequel to Beetlejuice, 34 years later. That's just my opinion. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to another article. And this article comes from Bounding in the Comics. It was posted on their site just today. And it's by Spencer McCauley. And it says Netflix live action One Piece series reveals casting for 6 major East Blue Saga roles. So it goes on to say Netflix upcoming live action adaptation of Ichiro Oda's iconic One Piece has revealed that it has added 6 new actors to its cast, all of whom will be portraying major characters from the series' opening story arcs. And let me go ahead and post the link to this article right in here. I do apologize for not doing it for the last one, but all the links to the articles I'll be talking about in tonight's Pop Talk are in the description down below. So the article goes on to say, as revealed by Variety on March 8th, the latest additions to the cast of Netflix One Piece will appear in the upcoming production as a variety of notable supporting and enemy characters from across the original manga's East Blue Saga, which begins with Luffy's casting off from Fuchsia Village on his quest to become Pirate King and ends with the Straw Hat Crew's confrontation with Smoker and Tashigi. I'm probably mispronouncing that. In Loketown. It says Ilea Isolis Paulino. Again, probably mispronouncing that name too. The sex lives of college girls as Alvida Pirates Amphibious Captain. It goes on to say transgender actor Morgan Davies, The End, Evil Dead Rise, as Alvita pirate's slave turned eventual Marine Captain Kobe. And it goes on to say Aiden Scott, Abraham Lincoln, as the spoiled son of axe hand Morgan Halempo, and Jeff Ward, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., as the series' ever present discombobulated antagonist Buggy the Clown. And McKinley Belcher III, Ozark, as One Piece's first major villain, Fishman Pirate Arlon. Netflix would quickly confirm casting, sharing the castings to Twitter while writing, "The ship is ready to set sail. Meet the newest additions to the cast of One Piece." And then this is where you get publicity shots and still shots of the new cast members. It says these newcomers will join previously announced cast members Inaki Godoy, Luffy, and Akenyu Zoro, Emily Rudd, Nami, Jacob Romero Gibson, Usopp, and Taz Skylar Sanji to bring the opening chapters of One Piece to life. And hello to Godzu and Air. Welcome, brother. Goes on to say an alleged leak script. Let me read that again. An alleged leaked script exclusively provided to Bounding Into Comics in early 2020 suggests that the first episode of the live action adaptation will closely follow the One Piece anime while also expanding on scenes from Zoro's past only hinted at in the manga. And honestly, in my opinion, it really makes no difference as far as the casting are concerned. Because to be perfectly honest with you all, I've never heard of any of them, so I can't really go and say, "Oh yeah, I think this person's going to be great as that character. This person's going to be great as that character." No, because I've never heard of any of these actors. So it'll be interesting to see how these actors portray these roles. But again, I've never heard of them. Now, if you have, well, let me know in the comments, whether here on the live stream or after the fact. And speaking of other articles from About in the Comics, I'm going to go ahead and switch things up from how I normally do it, just to change things up just a tad bit. Let me get to the article here. Let's see. Not that. Not that. Nope. Not there. But I just want to change things up just a little bit. Sometimes if you do something the same way each and every time, you know, you get used to it, but also you need to change things up every now and then just to make it fresh. So this article is from About It in the Comics, as you can see, since we never went off the site. But this was one of the main articles I wanted to talk about. And before I do, don't worry, Padawannabe, I will news you up. Trust me, brother, I will. Good to see you. It says the Batman actress Zoe Kravitz accuses Californians of racism. Says she was rejected from Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight Rises because of her skin. And this article is by John F. Trent. It was posted on the 7th. And it goes on to say the following. It says the Batman actress Zoe Kravitz recently claimed that she was rejected from a role in Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight Rises film due to her skin color. In a wide-ranging interview with The Guardian, Kravitz discussed rejection and the advice she received from her mother, Lisa Bonet. She would tell the Guardian, even though it's sometimes hard to see that in the moment, usually a few years later, you're like, okay, this is why this didn't happen. Goes on to say specifically, she would reveal she was rejected from a role in Nolan's Dark Knight Rises, telling the British outlet, I don't know if it came directly from Chris Nolan. I think it was probably a casting director of some kind or a casting director's assistant. She added, being a woman of color and being an actor and being told that at the time that I wasn't able to read because of the color of my skin and the word urban being thrown around like that. That was what was really hard about that moment. Not only did she claim she was rejected from a role in The Dark Knight Rises, but she also claimed that all the scripts that were being sent were about the first black woman to make a muffin or something. Even though these stories are important to tell, I also want to open things up for myself as an artist, she stated. Kravitz would go on to accuse people who lived near the set location of Big Little Lies as racist. She told The Guardian, there were a few moments where I felt a little uncomfortable because it was such a wide area. Hmm. She then explained what made her uncomfortable, just weird racist people in bars and things like that. Okay. The Catwoman actress would also discuss her own heritage and that she had trouble with her own identity when she was younger. Kravitz would say, I felt really insecure about my hair, relaxing it, putting chemicals in it, plucking my eyebrows really thin. I was uncomfortable with my blackness. It took me a long time to not only accept it, but to love it and want to scream it from the rooftops, she added. She explains that one of the moments that brought this change in her was realizing what it meant for my grandmother to get a job on the Jeffersons and be a black woman on TV, and what it meant for her to be in a biracial relationship on television. Kravitz relayed, and here's stuff that my mother tells me about being a biracial girl in the 1970s and being abused or being spit on or what that felt like. She would that her parents never warned me or anything. I think they were more focused on trying to make sure I understood that despite the color of my skin, I should be able to act or dress or do whatever it is I want to do. And of course, it goes on to say Kravitz stars as Catwoman in The Batman. The film has currently earned 134 million at the domestic box office and 124.2 million internationally for a worldwide gross of 258.2 million. So, what do you all think about that? All right, pretty straightforward Padawannabe, and it. I'm just going to speak from my own job experience. I interviewed for jobs and haven't gotten them. I've interviewed for positions and haven't gotten them. Want to know why? Probably because the next person who interviewed for that same position, same job, met the criteria they were looking for. That's what it boils down to in the real world. Do you meet the qualifications? And the Padawan wannabe says, oh yeah, of course, and I'm sure her parents, Lenny Kravitz and Lisa Bonet, had a perfect childhood and were accepted by all. I remember those years well. They, they also were very criticized. Yeah, you know, I'm not saying she hasn't faced any, discrimination based on her skin color. I don't know. I haven't been anywhere near her. But, it's just, I, I really don't know what to say. I honestly don't know what to say. Not saying I don't believe it. I'm just saying, you know, how do we know it's true? We don't. We're getting her word, and you know, in the current environment that we're in, we're supposed to take everyone's word at face value. So if she did, and it's pitiful of those casting directors to discriminate on her based on her race. I mean, yeah, she may not have met the criteria for the part that she read for, but even so, and somebody can correct me on this, if you're going in and auditioning for a role, don't they usually have a description as far as what, you know, ethnicities they're looking for? If she read it based on their description and, they had Caucasian, Black, Asian, Hispanic, whatever in the criteria that she read for, then she did her part. She read for the part. It was those casting directors who decided not to cast her for whatever reason. Again, I'm not in Hollywood. Yeah, I'm talking about entertainment because it's something that you, me, a whole lot of other people watch. But I don't know. I just don't know. And again, like I said, I can't speak for her because I wasn't there. So I'm going to go ahead and share another article from Down in the Comics. And it says Lord of the Rings star Ian McKellen rejects idea actors must share exact qualities as their characters. We're acting, we're pretending. This article was posted on March 6th, and it's written by Spencer McCauley. And it says, though the idea that an actor must share the exact physical and mental qualities as the characters they portray has been growing ever more popular across the Western entertainment industry, legendary X-Men and Lord of the Rings star Sir Ian McKellen disagrees with the entire notion. Yeah, they're actors. They're paid to pretend. They are paid pretenders, as Gary from Neurotic says. McKellen broached the topic during a March 3rd published interview with BBC media editor Ahmad Rajan. Asked by the prolific journalist for his thoughts on the recent outrage against Helen Mirren's casting as the lead in an upcoming biopic about former Israeli Prime Minister Golda Meir due to the actor's lack of Jewish heritage, the Magneto actor asserted, there are two things. Is the argument that a Gentile cannot play a Jew, and is the argument, therefore, that a Jew cannot play a Gentile? Is the argument that a straight man cannot play a gay part? And if so, does that mean I can't play straight parts and I'm not allowed to explore the fascinating subject of heterosexuality in Macbeth? He added. Surely not, McKellen concluded. We're acting, we're pretending. Goes on to say, Mirren was first accused of engaging in Jew face for her role in the currently in production Golda in January, when British actress and comedian Dame Maureen Lipman stated that she disagreed with Mirren's casting because the Jewishness of the character is so integral. I'm sure T. Mirren will be marvelous, but it would never be allowed for Ben Kingsley to play Nelson Mandela. You just couldn't even go there. Lippman explained to the Jewish Chronicle, right now representation effing matters. It has to also finally matter for Jews as well, especially Jewish women. She then opined, perhaps you need to have some sort of panel of people who say, this is not acceptable. This is acceptable. Elaborating on her comments to Variety, Lippman added, Helen will be great. Good actress, sexy, intelligent, looks the part. My opinion, and that's what it is. A mere opinion is that if the character's race, creed, or gender drives or defines the portrayal, then the correct for one of an umbrella term, ethnicity should be a priority. Which is not to say that Pyrrhicles, Prince of Tyre, has to be played by a pure Teresian thespian. It's complicated, she continued. We are really talking about lack of outcry. In a sense, I am a tiny outcry because every other creed, race, or gender discussion in regard to casting causes tsunamis. Think Eddie Redmayne, Scarlett Johansson, Jake Gyllenhaal, Johnny Depp, Rooney Mara, and ridiculously Javier Bardem in Meet the Ricardos. And if you want to know my honest opinion, folks, I don't care who the actor or actress is playing the character. I don't care about their ethnicity, their religion, their background, as long as they play that character well. That's what matters. That's what should matter. I know I'm talking common sense here. I do it all the time. You know, I know I point out the obvious. I do it all the time. But you know, just give me a good performance on screen with a script that's good to go along with the acting. That's all I want. And hello to Keely Chow, Roll Tide. Welcome. What's going on? We are talking a lot of stuff here tonight. And yes, Nerdporial. Oh my God, it's Mike. You're breaking new ground. I I don't know about that, brother. I don't know about that. But I will be talking about something very shortly here if you want to stick around. After all, you said you were going to review it. I'm sorry for laughing, but Nerdporial, you said that you were going to be reviewing a certain bit of Kurtzman Trek, and my God, man, why? And Nerdporial says another alien movie. I'm pissed. Covenant got made over Blomkamp's true sequel to Aliens. Well, you and me both, brother. And I'm sorry, Alien Covenant sucked. Especially since Covenant ended on a cliffhanger with nothing to follow it up. And hello to Paul from the Star Wars guys. Welcome. All right, nerd. I hope you're here because I am going to be playing the trailer. And I'm going to do my best to avoid any copyright claim or copyright strike. But I am going to play it, and I hope that my, I just hope that my mind stays intact. And of course, Nerdporial says, didn't we have Dillians in Most Likely once at the Star Wars guys? You probably did. And you probably, knowing you, nerd, You probably told him something along the lines of, well, this.
I shall leave you as you left me, as you left her, marooned for all eternity in the center of a dead planet. Buried alive, buried alive.
Yes, Admiral. And before I begin, I want to say hello to DJ Ronnie G. Welcome. All right, Space Jockey Ronnie G. Like it. So, this comes from comicbook.com. And it's written by Jamie Lovett. It was posted just today. Star Trek Strange New Worlds trailer released. On Wednesday, Paramount Plus released the first trailer for Star Trek Strange New Worlds, the highly anticipated Star Trek Discovery spin-off series. By whom standards? You can see it below. Star Trek Strange New Worlds follows Captain Christopher Pike at the helm of the USS Enterprise in the years before Star Trek the original series. Paramount Plus previously released a poster for the series spotlighting the Enterprise and referencing Pike's history as a horse rider on Earth before he took to the stars, which is also on display in the trailer. The 10-episode first season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds debuts on Paramount Plus on May 5th. I'd rather eat tacos that day. Okay, it says Star Trek Strange New Worlds brings back fan favorite stars Star Trek Discovery Season 2 Anson Mount as Captain Christopher Pike, Rebecca Romaine as Number 1, Ethan Peck as Science Officer Spock. There's only one true Spock. We all know it. And that's my true opinion. There is only one true Spock. The series follows Pike, Spock, and Number 1 before Captain Kirk's command of the Enterprise as they explore new worlds across the galaxy. The series also stars Jess Bush as Nurse Christine Chapel, Christina Chan as Lala Noonien Singh, Cecilia Rose Gooding as Cadet Nyota Uhura, which canonically does not work. Uhura would have been 15 during the time of Pike's command of the Enterprise. But we all know that Kurtzman could care less about actual canon in Star Trek. Melissa Navia as Lieutenant Erica Ortegas, and Babs Alsoman Malkoon as Dr. Mbenga. On Star Trek Day, Paramount Plus released a first look at Star Trek Strange New Worlds. The video featured Mount as Captain Christopher Pike, wearing a newly designed gold Starfleet uniform, reminiscent of the uniform worn by Captain James T. Kirk in the original series. Mount recently expressed confidence that Strange New Worlds will delight fans of classic Star Trek. I do think the spirit of our show is in its title. Mount told Sci-Fi Wire, "We're going back to the big idea of the week, the new planet of the week. I think that in itself is going to be exciting for old school fans as well as new ones." Akiva Goldsman wrote Star Trek Strange New Worlds premiere episode based on a story by Goldsman, Alex Kurtzman, Jenny Lumet. Goldsman and Henry Alonso Myers are co-showrunners, with Goldsman also directing the premiere. Goldsman, Kurtzman, and Lumet serve as executive producers, with Alonso Myers, Heather Caden, Frank Siracusa, John Weber, Rod Roddenberry, Trevor Roth, and Aaron Byers. CBS Studios, Secret Hideout, and Roddenberry Entertainment produced the series. Star Trek Strange New Worlds will stream exclusively on Paramount Plus in the US, Latin America, Australia, and the Nordics. The series will air on excuse me, Media's CTV Sci-Fi channel and stream on Crave in Canada. In addition, with additional announcements about international availability still forthcoming. Paramount Global Content Distribution distributes the series. Okay. I hope you're all ready for this. And let me just do one thing, because I am going to play the sound. So I'm going to remove this real quick and then bring it back. But I hope you're ready, because I'm going to have some comments afterwards. And they may not be very kind. So here we go. And let me post the link to the article real quick. And yes, I'm stalling. I am stalling. And let's see. Real quick, DJ Ronnie G says, why would he be at the helm? He should be at the captain's chair. True. Lon. She pronounces it Admiral. Okay. Uhura is the new Wesley. Yeah, unfortunately. Dr. Mwabanga is how it's pronounced, I think. Yeah, I probably did butcher that. Too bad Jenny doesn't make stuff to the quality that her father did. True. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. All right. I already got to make a comment. And I know someone's going to say, you're nitpicking, Mike. Yeah, I am nitpicking. Okay, we hear the communicator chirp. But you know what else we're hearing? We're also hearing the sound that the transporter on the Enterprise D, on the Defiant, and on Voyager makes when the transporter's ready to energize. We shouldn't be hearing that.
Chris.
Hey, looks scruffy.
I need you back, Captain.
Yeah, he's riding a horse.
No matter how many stars there are.
And there's a shuttle, which I'm sorry. Let's go back to that. That looked fake as hell.
No matter how many stars there are in the sky. No matter how
And we're getting a
galaxies
voiceover
soar
from number 1, Rebecca Romaine.
beyond our own.
Let me get rid of this. And I do want to welcome GMC, Games, Movies, and Comics R Us, and also Tim's Talk. Welcome.
No matter what the mathematical probabilities or the number of times we say, we are not alone in the universe.
Okay, so that looks like it's Spock, and he's staring at the sky for whatever reason.
Our first visit from the stars
This May.
is always the province of children's stories.
This May, Nerdporial is going to need a helmet.
And so
Hey, yeah, look at that shape. Look at the nacelle pylons. I wonder what class of ship that could be.
science fiction. still.
And yet, look at the pylons on the actual ship. Look at where the impulse engines are. They're not in the middle like they're supposed to be. Even Pike's Enterprise had the impulse engines in the middle. The nacelle pylons, I'm sorry, I don't like the double pylons. I don't care what you say about the original Enterprise. I like the design of the original Enterprise. It has worked and it's proven to work since 1966. Heck, in Deep Space Nine, they recreated the Enterprise in Trials and Tribulations. And even in the episode that we can all pan, These Are the Voyages, they still recreated a CG Enterprise and also using the same model, made it the Defiant, and it worked. The original design works.
It isn't.
And let's throw in the theme for member pairings. That is my reaction to this trailer. Damn. All right, let me read your guys' comments. Let's see. Nerporial says, what universe killing phenomenon will it be this season? They're breaking new ground. So wait, Captain Black Bolt and First Officer Mystique? Yes. And Tim Stock says, bummer, bro. And GMC says, the real Christopher Pike once portrayed Jesus Christ and died young. In real life, sadly. Yes, Jeffrey Hunter did die young. And Tim says, at the Nerporial Life Form, oh yeah, my boy from Disney just texted me that. Nerporial says, it's the Enterprise. Remember the Enterprise? They're breaking new ground. Yeah, you know, this is going to exceed everybody's expectations. You know, we're going to subvert your expectations. That's what we're going to do. Let's see. Amira Darkly, too. Yeah. Nerporial? You and me both. That's the Enterprise? Then he goes on to say, no way, that's not the Enterprise. It looks different from the Discovery one. And Godzillionaire says appropriately, rest in peace, Star Trek. GMC says that theme song fooled me into liking the trailer. Oh, we're not done yet. We are not done yet, my friend. All right, so Nerporial says they can't even meet their own continuity. Expectations subverted. They're breaking new ground. That's right. They are breaking new ground. Not. All right. Okay. So I've poked fun at Star Trek already. Now here we go. Someone's gonna hate me. Someone is going to hate me. So, but you know what? As a fan of professional wrestling, someone's got to be the heel. And you know what? I might as well be the heel. So here we go. No, thank you. This is from Entertainment Weekly. Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer reveals fearsome Grand Inquisitor. The key to hunting Jedi is patience, says the ominous villain in the trailer for the Disney Plus Star Wars series. This is by Dalton Ross. It was posted today, of course. Hot on the heels of EW's sneak peek preview of our Obi-Wan Kenobi cover and the first exclusive images of the series, Lucasfilm has released a trailer for the Disney Plus series launching May 25th, and there are some eye-catching appearances. The fight is done. We lost. Stay hidden, says Ewan McGregor. Kenobi to start the trailer. But who is he saying it to? Because as the words are spoken, we see the wise Jedi Master looking off in the distance at a young little whippersnapper. A whippersnapper that one has to assume must be none other than Luke Skywalker. After all, that is Obi-Wan's self-appointed mission to watch after the boy, which he very literally appears to be doing. But things are getting started for But things are just getting started for as. Yeah, let me start that over again. I messed it up. But things are just getting started for as the Lucasfilm logo gets whisked away like Tatooine sand and the rousing Duel of Fates cues up. The full story of the series begins to come into motion as we hear the sinister voice of the Grand Inquisitor. First introduced on screen in the animated series Star Wars Rebels, the Grand Inquisitor leads a group of Jedi hunters seeking out those who somehow managed to escape the Great Jedi Purge that was Order 66. The key to hunting Jedi is patience, says the ominous voice in the trailer. Jedi cannot help what they are. Their compassion leaves a trail. The Jedi code is like an itch. They cannot help it. Yikes. And double yikes with the super badass spinning lightsaber. But the GI is not alone in his quest to hunt down the Jedi. We also get our first footage of one of his Jedi hunting crew in the Inquisitor Reva, played by the Queen Gambit's Moses Ingram, who flashes some impressive red-bladed hardware of her own, with an inevitable battle between her and the Epo riding Obi-Wan looming on the horizon. As if that is not enough, we also get our first footage of Joel Edgerton returning as Uncle Owen. Perhaps we will learn in time during the series why the mayor thought of Ben Kenobi makes Owen so grumpy by the time of episode 4. And there is the final printed message of the trailer: between darkness and defeat, hope survives. When all is said and done, however, my guess is not everyone will. And we are going to take a look at the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer, and you can all give me your honest opinions. I got a feeling I know what some of you are going to say. And anyone else, well, you're entitled to your opinion. So let's see. All right, I'm going to go ahead and find the trailer real quick, so bear with me, because it was up here earlier and it's not here now. So I'll stop in the screen and I'm going to look for said trailer. So just so you know, I have already watched it, but I'm going to watch it here live with you and get your reaction. You can hear my reaction. And 1 second here. Almost got it. So 1 moment. All right. I hope you're all ready for this. Because it'll be starting here in just a moment. Let me share the appropriate screen. Go ahead and share the sound. Again, I will be muting everything, or at least pausing everything. So here's the trailer, folks. Okay, we get the sands of Tatooine. Obviously, Obi-Wan is walking. The fight is done.
We lost.
They lost. A young boy having fun, presumably Luke. More likely Luke.
Stay hidden.
There they go. There they go. They're playing Duel of Fates. They're trying to reel you in.
The key to hunting Jedi
Nice looking ship.
is patience. Jedi cannot help what they are. Their compassion leaves a trail.
There's Uncle Owen.
The Jedi Code is like an itch.
An Imperial officer.
You cannot help it.
Stormtrooper.
Where is he?
Grand Inquisitor. Another Inquisitor. A showdown. And there's an older Obi-Wan. And you get Vader's breathing at the end. But wait, I want to go back to something real quick. Just prior to seeing. There we go. Yeah, obviously Obi-Wan facing off against an Inquisitor, but let's see. Godzillionaire is saying, "Oh look, Tatooine again." In a galaxy far, far away, there are like 3 planets. That's true. That's what it seems like. No, nothing wrong with that. Star Wars Pod Racer was a good game, and just like the Revenge of the Sith game on PS3 and Xbox were good. So I'm not going to mock that. But I don't know. What do you all think about the trailer? Are you completely done with Disney? Or are you going to give it a chance because it has Ewan McGregor in it? Much like Nerdporial's going to review Strange New Worlds, so the rest of us don't have to take the pain, even though I will admit, I did say if he needs someone to share the pain with, I might as well just take the brunt. After all, I am a Cub fan. I am used to pain. Well, I'm going to take the pain of watching Obi-Wan. Let's see. Nerdporial says, "Oh my God, it's Tatooine. Remember Tatooine? It's super cool." Well, yeah, just like in the previous trailer. Remember the Enterprise? Yeah, remember the theme? Dun 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 dun. Or in this case, da 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 da. Yeah, remember? I still haven't water Mandalorian. That's why I love the chat. You guys are brilliant. Oh yeah, so yeah, 2 trailers, and honestly, 2 shows I don't really have any emotions for. Maybe I am Vulcan. Or just maybe I know what I'm expecting. I I I can't help it. I know what I'm expecting. I'm expecting, you know, remember this, remember that. Oh, do you remember this character? Do you remember that character? Hey, look at what ship we brought back. I can't help but be cynical about both those shows, especially after what we got with, you know, Kurtzman Trek already. Discovery, we've gotten 4 seasons. Picard, we now have 2 seasons. And now we're getting a season of Strange New Worlds. That's 7 seasons of Kurtzman Trek, if you want to look at it like that. And Boba Fett, it was like 3 different shows to me. It was dances with, Tusken Raiders. And then we got one part with Boba Fett, and the other part was Mandalorian season 3. Really, nerd? You really had to ask? Am I Klingon? Well, of course I am. First, to all of you who are here right now, I do want to say this.
Glory to you and your house.
And if you wish to face me in battle at any time,
He said, "Today is a good day to die."
all right. So, my question for you, Nerdporial, being serious here for a moment. Are we still on for Sunday's stream on your channel talking about our favorite Klingon episodes? And while I wait for your reply, I will go ahead and read your comment. My expectations were certainly subverted. Hardy ha hard. Oh man. If anyone knows how to subvert my expectations, it's Kurtzman Trek and it's Disney Star Wars. I just want good Star Trek and Star Wars, folks. That's all I want. Good Star Trek and Star Wars. That's all. Just like I want Major League Baseball to come to a new collective bargaining agreement. That's all. I want baseball. I want the season to start on time. Unfortunately, it's not going to start on time. All right. So, this next article from Geek Tyrant is about an update for Indiana Jones 5. And this was posted just a day ago. It says Indiana Jones 5 director James Mangold offers update and asks fans to be patient as we wait for our first look. And let's see. Nerdporial says yes. Okay, good. Maybe we'll do a top 5 clean orcs episode 2. Um, Nerporeal. There are no top 5 clean orc episodes for Discovery. All right, so this article says Indiana Jones 5 recently wrapped production, and director James Mangold is now in the post production phase and is editing the movie. We really don't know much about the film other than things pieced together over the course of the production. The story for this film is reportedly set in the 60s during the space race, which has seemingly been confirmed with said photos that have surfaced. Those photos show a big ticker tape parade featuring red, white, and blue prop signs that read "Welcome back to Earth" and "Welcome back, astronauts." We also know there will be some de-aging for Harrison Ford, who is back in action as Indiana Jones. The movie has also filmed scenes at the haunted Bamberg Castle, which has people speculating that this movie will include a scrapped Last Crusade storyline that saw Indiana Jones battling a ghost while on vacation. You can read more about it here. I'm going to go ahead and post the article that I'm reading in the chat. And if you want to read that other article, I'm also going to go ahead and paste that into the chat. All right. So it goes on to say we still have yet to get any official story information or photos from the film, but those things are coming. We just have to be patient. Mangold recently tweeted the following update. Although I've been cutting while shooting, I officially start editing Indy today. To all those asking about trailers and teasers, still drops, and first looks, and other peeks or sneaks, this is the right place to look for info, but just a bit too soon. Be well and be patient. Joining Ford in the film is Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Mads Mikkelsen, Boyd Holbrook, Antonio Banderas, and Shanti Renee Wilson. Steven Spielberg is producer on the film alongside Kathleen Kennedy, Frank Marshall, and Simon Emanuel. We also know that John Williams is returning as the film's composer. Indiana Jones 5 is set to be released on July 29th, 2022, and you can check out the tweet below. I thought it was delayed for a year. It says, although I've been. Oh, that's just his tweet. So, yeah. But again, I thought Indiana Jones 5 was delayed a year. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me. So let's see. What else are we going to talk about? We might as well just get into the other story. And that story being about the new Alien movie that's in the works. But yeah, when it comes to Indiana Jones, real quick, before I move on to this other story about the new Alien movie, we didn't need Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and we certainly don't need a fifth Indiana Jones movie. You know, you have Raiders, you have Temple of Doom, you have Last Crusade. That's all you ever needed. You didn't need any more. And go ahead and disagree. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong because you're entitled to your opinion as well. But in my opinion, we don't need another Indiana Jones movie. We just don't. So let's see. We've got this article from Bound in the Comics, new Alien movie in the works from Don't Breathe director Fede Alvarez and Ridley Scott for Hulu release. And this was posted by JB Augustine on to Bounding in the Comics yesterday. And it says, if you aren't tired of the Alien series yet, rejoice. A new movie is coming and it's going straight to Hulu. Goes on to say, produced by Ridley Scott and 20th Century Studios, as most movies with xenomorphs tend to be, the film is being helmed by horror director Fede Alvarez. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the new Alien is based on a pitch Alvarez made to Ridley Scott years ago. Whatever it was, he must have been really impressed because Scott got in contact with Alvarez in this decade to let him know he is willing to make it. President of 20th Century, Steve Asbell, says the company was just as amazed by the strength of Fede's pitch. He added, it was a really good story with a bunch of characters you haven't seen before. It says Asbell remarked too that bringing the Alien project to Hulu allows for it to be edgier and truer to its horror roots. It's not a film that has to be all things to all people with those gargantuan budgets. It also goes on to say they get to be authentically what they are, and this is closer to its genre roots. Part of the Disney empire, Hulu has a commitment to churn out 10 movies a year to grow the conglomerate streaming portfolio. Predator, a franchise that also resides in the alien sphere, is being renewed as part of the deal as well with the new installment called Prey. It debuts on Hulu this summer. Handpicked by Sam Raimi to be the Evil Dead creator's successor, Alvarez directed a remake of the DIY Blood and Guts cult classic in 2013 before showing us his own vision of horror in Don't Breathe. This past year, he made Don't Breathe 2 and was involved in crafting the story for Netflix Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a sequel reboot to the infamous Tobe Hooper film Alvarez also produced. It goes on to say Ridley Scott indicated last year that this new Alien film was in development and that it would have no ties to his earlier efforts at explaining the origin of the xenomorphs in Prometheus and Alien Covenant. It goes on to say, additionally, a TV series based on alien mythos is coming to FX, which means it will turn up on Hulu alongside Alvarez's film when it hits streaming. And it goes on to ask the main question, is more Alien a good thing? At this point, I know this has been the theme of tonight's Pop Talk, but I'm going to have to say no. No, some franchises are better off left alone. I mean, I know what they're doing. I know exactly what they're doing. They're relying on these older franchises for nostalgia purposes, for member berries. But there are times where you just gotta let the series or movie franchise just be dormant for a while. If you don't allow it to be dormant and you keep producing one movie or one TV series after another, fans are going to be fatigued. Fans are going to be tired of it because the stories themselves aren't going to be good. Just one man's opinion, but the stories themselves won't be good. And Hollywood doesn't really care if they give you a good story or not. They just want you to, go out and pay money to watch their movies. Well, who's going to want to do that with the way everything is going right now? It's not me. So let's go ahead and get on to our next story. And I am just going to check a few things before I move on to the next story. especially since my internet's been acting a little crazy today. So, 1 second. All right, let's go ahead and get on to this next story. Let me just do one last thing. Sharing the screen. And this next story from comicbook.com. It says My Hero Academia is about to debut Bakugo's best partner yet. This was posted just today. It's written by Megan Peters. And again, if anybody would like to pop on to tonight's episode of Pop Talk, you're more than welcome to. I can send you the link. All right, so it says, if there's one thing My Hero Academia fans love, it's Bakugo. And it goes on to say the character is one of the most popular heroes in all of shonen manga, and he consistently tops popularity lists with readers. This means readers like to see him shine, and for a hero in training, that means Bakugo needs the right pros to mentor him. And at long last, Dynamite is ready to fight alongside the pro fans that have been waiting on. Goes on to say, and no, we're not talking about Bakugo's work with Best Genius. The oddly matched duo works great and all, but when it comes to unlocking Bakugo's true potential, we're thinking Mirko might just do the trick. If you're caught up with My Hero Academia manga, you will know Bakugo is high above Japan, as UA High School has made its entire campus float to minimize Shiragat. Yeah, I can't even say it tonight. Shigaraki's to cake work. He is also working with tons of heroes to keep the villain at bay, and Best Genius is holding the crew together. However, when it comes to offense, the heroes are being led by Mirko, and for fans, this is a win-win situation. After all, netizens have wanted Mirko and Bakugo to work together ever since the number 5 hero was introduced. The rabbit hero may not have an explosive quirk like Bakugo, but she shares every bit of his feral rage. Best Genius and All Might have helped Bakugo uncover the righteous fuel behind his anger, but he has yet to weaponize it to its fullest potential. Mirko knows exactly how to use anger to fuel her power, and Bakugo could definitely learn some things from her in battle. And let me get rid of that bot. And I'm just going to block you. One second. There we go. Got that taken care of. All right. Was introduced Robert Hero. Okay. These it doesn't take much to see how similar the heroes are. Bakugo and Mirko are opinionated, loudmouth, and entirely self-reliant when it comes to battle. Their insane strength only backs up their bolsterous attitude. So looking at Mirko's is a lens into Bakugo's future. Despite being brash, Mirko is recognized as one of the top heroes in Japan. She never ever gives up. If Bakugo wants to become the top hero, he will need to learn from Mirko how to harness his temper into something unstoppable. And at last, My Hero Academia has provided a space for Bakugo to learn from her example. And honestly, I'd like to see them carry this over into the actual anime, if they're even going to, or if that's not even the cards in the anime. But I think it's a good idea. Bakugo needs to, still learn how to control his temper and stop calling everybody losers and dorks and geeks, and become an actual team leader. All right, so I'm going to find another article I wanted to read tonight before I had to reset everything. Let's see. Let's go ahead and find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There. Let me find it. Give me a second. No, it wasn't that. Let's go read anything on that. Oh, come on. Where is it? All right. Let's just do this. No. This is it right here. This was it right here. So this next article from comicbook.com. I'm sure some of you may have heard it, especially if you are a longtime wrestling fan, or you may have been a fan in a particular era, specifically the Attitude Era. And you'll have to excuse me, son, but I'm about to do my Stone Cold Steve Austin impression. And in case you haven't heard, the Texas Rattlesnake is going to be returning at WrestleMania 38 to face Kevin Steen, also known as Kevin Owens. And what is he going to do when he gets there? He's going to walk down that aisle, step into that ring, and he's going to whip some ass, and then he's going to son that son of a bitch. And that's the bottom line, because Pacific414 said so. And you can take that to the bank. But anyways, and thanks for indulging me for a moment. This article, like I said, is from comicbook.com, and it's by Connor Casey. It was posted yesterday. And Stone Cold Steve Austin, WrestleMania 38 return has fans hyped. And it says, Steve Austin confirmed on Tuesday that he'll be at WrestleMania 38 to confront Kevin Owens on the KO show. Owens has been ranting about his hatred for the state of Texas, where WrestleMania is this year and where Austin is from, and went so far as to call out Austin at the end of this week's Monday Night Raw. Austin responded, indicating he's viewing the appearance as a fight by saying, whether you want to call this a KO show, a match, a fight, a brawl, whatever, I will guarantee you this. In Dallas, Texas, where I started my career at WrestleMania, Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to open up one last can of whoop ass on you, Kevin Owens. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. What? You don't believe him? What? You don't think he can do it? You don't think Stone Cold can go in there and whip some ass? What? I beg to differ. Just having a little fun, folks. I like to have fun on Pop Talk. Okay, it says fans were instantly hyped for Osmond's appearance after his promo dropped. Check out some of the best reactions in the list below and stay tuned for live coverage of WrestleMania 38, April 2nd and 3rd. Well, I'm going to do a cheap little plug here, cheap pop type of plug. On April 4th, the Monday after the 2 nights of WrestleMania, Master Paul of the Star Wars guys and myself will be doing our recap of WrestleMania 38 on the Star Wars guys channel if anyone is interested in watching. And then on April 8th, here on the Pacific414 channel, I will be having a special live stream where we'll be talking about pro wrestling and we'll be talking about pro wrestling's past, its present, and its future. If you are a wrestling fan, I would appreciate it if you tuned into it. But I also want to say this. If you are a wrestling fan or you were a wrestling fan at any point and you would like to be a part of the panel, please send me a DM on Twitter, or if you are a part of the Discord, please send it to me on Discord. As a matter of fact, I will go ahead and put Discord in there as long as it works. If Nightbot, and you can join the Pacific414 Discord if you like. And you can also follow me over on Twitter. So let's see if that pops up. If it doesn't, I will manually post the links. And DJ Runna G is saying that's a possible Christopher Lloyd impression. Marty, I tell you, Marty, we need 1.21 gigawatts to open up a can of whoop ass. I know. I never said I was good at impressions. I try anyway. All right, it doesn't look like it's posting the links, so just give me a second and I'll go ahead and post the links manually. But if anyone is interested in joining that pro wrestling panel on Saturday, April 8th at 8 p.m., please let me know. And I will make sure you're included as part of that panel. And let me go ahead and get the Discord for anyone who isn't already a part of the Discord. All right, 1 second here. All right. Second, copy that link. And there are the links. And again, if anyone wants to come on Pop Talk, you're more than welcome. Pop Talk, I like to keep things fun and interesting and not so uptight and serious. If you want, a show where I'm a little bit more serious, it's when I'm giving a movie review or an episode review, or I'm recapping the latest game of the baseball season as far as the Chicago Cubs are concerned. Now, as far as that's concerned, because the season won't be happening for who knows how long because of the current collective bargaining agreement issues between Major League Baseball and the Major League Baseball's Players Association and the players being locked out, I am going to still do episode 306 of the box score on Thursday, March 31st. On that episode, I will give you my full opinion of what's going on. Not going to guarantee that I'm going to sugarcoat it either. So if you don't want to hear foul language, that may not be the stream for you. But as far as I'm concerned, there are things that both sides could have prevented, and spring training should be going on right now, and the season, which would be starting in just a few weeks, should be starting on time. Had Major League Baseball and the Players Association actually been serious. But neither side's serious. And just checking one thing. And let's see. And I know there's already going to be somebody going, sports? You talk about sports? I only talk about one sport, and that's baseball. I've always been a big baseball fan. And I already know that depending on how long this work stoppage goes for Major League Baseball, I already know what I'm going to do as far as this channel's concerned. This channel's going to keep going. This channel's going to keep going as it is. There's still going to be episodes of Pop Talk. There's still going to be movie reviews. Still going to be episode reviews. There's still going to be gameplay. But depending on how long this stoppage goes for Major League Baseball, there may not be as much baseball coverage as there has been in previous years. In those previous years being 2020 and 2022, because even though I did have this channel in 2019, at one point I deactivated it and I waited too long to reactivate it, and I lost some of the videos that I didn't have backed up. So that's why when you look at the box score playlist, you see that in season 1, there are episodes where it starts off in order for the most part, and then it jumps around in numbers. That's why. So, because I didn't activate the channel when I should have, and I didn't have all the episodes backed up, and the episodes I did have backed up on hard drives that actually failed. Well, season 1 has, I believe, 65 of the original 94 episodes I did. So that, as I say, is that. But we are going to go ahead and go on to our final article tonight. And I know this was a shorter edition of Pop Talk, but there are some other articles I could have talked about, but I chose not to because of, not wanting to get too far off topic. So here we go. This last article comes from Bounty in the Comics, and it was posted just yesterday on March 8th, and it's written by Spencer Macaulay. It says, rumor, Amazon taps The Expanse creators and the Wheel of Time showrunner for God of War live action TV series. Now, honestly, I've only watched a few episodes of The Expanse, so I can't really say too much to that effect. As to what I think this God of War series might, be about. But let's go ahead and read the article and see what information we can get from the article. It says, a new rumor suggests that Sony's popular God of War video game franchise may soon receive a live-action television adaptation courtesy of Amazon Studios. It goes on to say, according to information provided to Deadline by the trade news outlet sources, Prime Video is currently engaged in negotiations to bring Kratos' campaign of Greek and Norse decide to the small screens. The adaptation will reportedly be helmed by the Expanse creators and executive producers Mark Fergus and Hawk Upsby, as well as the Wheel of Time executive producer and showrunner Rafe Judkins, or Raffi. I'm not sure. Further, Sony Pictures Television and PlayStation Productions, whose current project, The Last of Us, is currently in production for HBO, will supposedly collaborate with Amazon to bring the series to life. If successfully brought to air, the God of War series would be the third such video game adaptation produced by Amazon following their development of Fallout and Mass Effect series. It says, unfortunately for fans of the violent character action series, while video games in general have a rather poor track record when it comes to live action outings, Amazon's history of adaptations in particular does not bode well for the cursed Spartan. From The Wheel of Time to Tom Clancy's Without Remorse to The Lord of the Rings of Power, Amazon's Western live action adaptations have a notable habit of not only deviating widely from the source material, but also making unnecessary changes to its stories and characters in order to score brownie points with the identity politics obsessed. Of course, the God of War franchise itself is no stranger to such critical theory driven character attribute swaps. As revealed in the premiere trailer for the upcoming God of War Ragnarok release during the September 9th, 2021 PlayStation 5 showcase, the giantess mother of Fenrir in Norse legend, and I know I'm going to butcher this. Heck, it seems like all I do lately is butcher names, and I'm not doing it on purpose. So I'm just waiting for this ad to go away so I can try to pronounce this name. It's the only thing I don't like about Batman in the comics is when these ads pop up, there is no way to close the ad. Okay. Oh no, not another one. Really? Come on. Just sat through one, now I have to sit through another. All right, come on. And just waiting. All right, here we go. Um, Agnier Boda will appear in the game as a young black girl voiced by the Equalizer star Leia de Leon Hayes. And it says, "What do you think of Amazon's rumored live-action God of War series? Why do we need it? No, seriously, why do we need it? We don't. Not every video game needs a live-action adaptation. Not every story needs to be expanded upon. Some things are better left as a mystery as far as Boba Fett was concerned, and as far as a live-action God of War TV series, no, I don't think we need it. Just stick to the games. The games will always be better than anything that live action gives us. I know I'm stating the obvious, but it's true. It is certainly true. And again, if I want to experience the adventures of Kratos, I'll play God of War 1 through 3, or I'll play the PlayStation 4 God of War which I actually have, and I actually have to finish at some point. But yeah, I just, you know, I just wish Hollywood would come up with new ideas. But they keep proving that they are fresh out of ideas. I know I'm stating the obvious. I'm stating something that we've all stated at one point or another, whether it's in a chat or whether it's on a live stream. But Hollywood is out of ideas. They don't know how to come up with anything new anymore. They really don't. And who knows if they ever will again. Because it certainly seems like they're incapable of coming up with new ideas. It's always going back into the well of something from the past, whether it's with Doctor Who, whether it's with Star Trek, whether it's with Star Wars, it, it's ridiculous. Just give us new stories, give us interesting stories, give us characters that we actually can care about and actually root for and see them go, through the hero's journey and be able to reflect back where the character came from in the beginning, where their midpoint was and where their endpoint was. But Hollywood's fresh out of ideas. They are fresh out of ideas. And there's nobody in Hollywood who wants to take a chance. Heck, you even see it in professional wrestling. The WWE doesn't want to take chances anymore. AEW doesn't want to take chances. Everybody's afraid to take chances. Everybody's afraid to take risk. They just want to toe the line. They just want to be part of the latest trend. Nothing more. If you disagree, then, say something in the comments section. I'm not saying I have all the answers. I'm not saying I know all the answers to, give us great entertainment. I don't have the answers. I don't. I really don't. And let's see if I can find something so we can end this broadcast on a good note. Trying to find something where we can end it all on a good note and instead of a down note. Let's see. Excuse me. Let's see. Perhaps this one. Perhaps this one will work. Let's see. Go ahead and share this one. This is from Bounty in the Comics. It was actually posted last week, but again, I didn't see it, so I am posting it this week. As a matter of fact, I will also include it in the description down below for the video. So before I get ready to read that, let me just go ahead and include it as part of the links. And all links to all articles are located in the description down below, and I will post it into chat as well. And there you go. So this article again is from Bounty in the Comics, so it's actually posted on the 4th, which was Friday. And it says, is the new Dragon Ball superhero synopsis hinting at the return of a classic villain? It says, in the wake of the Dragon Ball superhero production team's panel at the recent Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour 2022, the film has received a bevy of additional updates, including the debut of a new trailer, the unveiling of its second key visual, and an update to its official website, which appears to hint at the return of a classic series villain. Goes on to say, released to the public on March 1st, the latest trailer for the next cinematic entry in the Dragon Ball franchise provides fans with new looks at a number of the film's plot elements, including Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, the Red Ribbon Army's reborn strength, and a new potential unlocked form for Piccolo, the transformation effects of which appear to give his green, let's see, name key and skin and almost yellow hue. Alongside this trailer, the official Dragon Ball Super social media accounts also revealed a new key visual for Dragon Ball superhero wherein Gohan and Piccolo can be seen facing off against the film's two villainous Sentai inspired newcomers. Let's see. It says now that they've revived the R&R, create the new androids, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, and begin their revenge. It continues. Piccolo soon notices this disturbing activity and sneaks into the Red Ribbon base, but there he discovers an unimaginable ultimate evil weapon. Pan is kidnapped in order to lure Gohan to the base. The summary adds, there he joins the fight and an unprecedented super battle begins. Where shall this deathmatch lead? It ultimately exclaims, and what fate lies in store for the Earth? What follows is pure speculation on behalf of this article's author, but a Red Ribbon Army created Ultimate Evil Weapon with a specific grudge against Gohan, and light up of the series' habit of reintroducing fan favorite villains into the super continuity, as was the case in some form or another with Frieza, Android 17, and Broly, and the brief glimpses flashed in past trailers of a Z Warrior analyzing machine, not to mention the fin heads of Gamma 1 and 2. This vague description of Dragon Ball superhero villain seems to hint at the revival of Red Ribbon Army founder Dr. Giro's ultimate creation Cell. Okay, so for you Dragon Ball Z fans, what do you think about this announcement? And because I'm a little wary about playing this trailer as opposed to the Strange New Worlds trailer and the Obi-Wan trailer, I'm gonna go ahead and post a link to the trailer if you want to watch. And just so you know, it is in Japanese. So let's just go ahead and share the link. And there you are. So you can go ahead and watch that trailer at your own leisure. Again, I just don't want to take a chance. But there you are. And I do want to say thank you to everyone who came by tonight to watch this episode of Pop Talk. Sorry you had to listen to me stumble and stutter yet again. Do apologize about that. And it's always great to see familiar faces come back and familiar usernames come back on a repeat basis. Really appreciate it. As a matter of fact, I do want to thank those who were here during the live stream right now. So give me a second to get to the beginning of the chat. First, I want to thank the Underground. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it, brother. I also want to thank Captain Trek for stopping by. Thank you very much. Always appreciate it. Again, Gunzillionaire, thank you very much, brother. Padawannabe, thank you. Really appreciate it. Roll Tide, Killy Chow, thank you very much. Also, we have the Nerporeal Life Form. Thank you, Brian. We also had Paul of the Star Wars guys. Thank you very much. We also had DJ Ronnie G. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And we also had Games, Movies, and Comics R Us, also known as GMC. Thank you very much. We also had Tim's Talk. Thank you. And let's see, anyone else? No, it looks like I got to everybody who was here during the live stream. Again, thank you all very much. Really appreciate it. Hope you all have a good rest of your Wednesday. And until next time, everybody, take care, and I will see you later.